A question that I get really frequently is what is the difference between debt consolidation companies, debt settlement companies, and bankruptcy? And I'm going to tell you why I think that those companies are the biggest scam.
Let's talk about that. Because as someone who's in this industry every day, I get it. There are bad actors out there, and yes, people have been burned. But lumping all debt settlement companies together as a scam, that's not just wrong, it's extremely harmful and does a great disservice to those that are looking for real answers and need real help. So, let's break this down point by point and talk about what's actually happening behind the scenes here. Now, the first thing she said was, they will take and take and take and take and take your money. That's not just wrong, it's actually illegal and quite sensationalist. Since 2010, the FTC has banned any debt settlement company from charging a fee before settling your debt. Full stop. Here's how it actually works. The biggest settlements, the 40 to 60% reductions you often hear about, are offered to people who can pay a lump sum right now at the time of negotiation. The problem is that most people just don't have that. That's why they're in this position in the first place. So, legit companies help you build up savings in a special purpose, FDIC insured account where you make monthly deposits until there's enough to make a real offer. Yes, that could take time, sometimes months or even years, depending on your original debt amount. And while that's happening, nothing is sent to creditors. That's not neglect, that's part of the strategy. But if no one explains it, it looks like nothing's happening, and that's often where the confusion starts. All right, the second claim she made was about credit damage, which we hear all the time, saying they'll ruin your credit. This is a big one, and it's one of the most misunderstood parts of debt settlement. I think it's important to remember that debt settlement isn't credit repair, it's debt relief. Just like bankruptcy, it's a tool to get out from under unmanageable debt, not boost your score overnight. And yes, it impacts your credit, especially if you're current when you start. But most people who qualify are already behind. They've missed payments or they're already in collections. The damage has already been done before we ever get involved. Now, here's the difference between the two. Bankruptcy wipes the slate clean, should you qualify, but stays on your report for 10 years. Settlement lets you resolve your debts outside the court, no public record, and provides the flexibility for you to rebuild on your own. Now, here's what she didn't mention at all. Most clients start seeing first settlement offers within 90 to 120 days, and debt is often reduced drastically by 40 to 60%. Now, that reduction lowers credit utilization, reduces debt to income ratio, and makes you more lendable over time. And once the debt is behind you, then you can start working on credit repair. Now, when someone asks me, should I fix my credit or get out of debt first? Universally, my answer is almost always, which do you think is faster? Getting out of debt or rebuilding your credit while you're still buried in it? Now, third, she said, they do nothing for months. This is a common complaint, and it's based on how the process works, not a scam. Creditors typically won't negotiate until the debt is charged off, around 180 days past due or so. So early in the program, legit companies are focused on helping the client save funds, strategically timing negotiations, preparing to settle when the creditor is ready. Again, if someone doesn't explain that to you, it just feels like silence. But trust me, no good negotiator calls Visa on day one and expects a deal. That's just not how the industry works. And finally, fourth, she said, if you're thinking about that settlement, just file bankruptcy. Sometimes, sure, she's right. If you're insolvent and qualify for Chapter 7, that might be the cleanest path. And we tell people that all the time. But here's the catch. Many people don't qualify for Chapter 7. Chapter 13 is a court-managed repayment plan. I mean, basically, it's a forced version of debt settlement. And bankruptcy means public record, immediate loss of all credit access, and years of impact. Settlement exists as another option for people who want to resolve their debt, avoid court, and rebuild in a different way. We don't shame people for filing bankruptcy. I've done it. But we're not going to let people get shamed for choosing settlement either. If you're in debt, you deserve real information, not fear-based sound bites. So if you're weighing your options, ask questions, do your homework, and talk to someone who will give it to you straight. We do. And if you're tired of the noise and just want real info about debt, follow for more straight talk. We'll keep showing up with the facts.